Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope that you all are fine and you are doing well. Uh, I am Rabe Shafiq from Department of Biology from APSEX Fort Road. Today we are going to discuss mitosis, which is the division phase of the cell cycle. We had already discussed interphase before, and now today we will discuss what is mitosis. I'm going to mention that these all lectures are just for your revision of the chapter cell cycle which you people had already completed in your previous class. So let's start. At the end of this lecture, you people would be able to revise phases of mitosis, the stages of mitosis, and how you people are going to revise or how you can gain success, that you have to remember all the steps that are involved in different phases, in different stages of mitosis. Before moving towards the lecture, I just want to tell you that the terms which are very significant while we would be discussing all the concepts, you should know these terms before. The first term which you should know or you have to keep in your mind is what is a somatic cells. This word somatic comes from two words, soma. Soma, what is soma? Soma mean body. So the normal body cells of that play no role in reproduction process, they are known as somatic cells. Their quality is that they have two sets of chromosomes, means they have the copies of chromosomes in them, and these cells arise from the cell division that is known as mitosis. Here we have an example of skin cell as the somatic cells. Germ cells or the reproductive cells, the cells as the name is indicative that they are playing role in reproduction, and they have only one set of chromosome. Like in somatic cells we have two sets of chromosome, identical copies of chromosomes are present, whereas in germ cells only single set of chromosome is present. It means, just have an example, like in human beings there are 46 chromosomes in our cells. So in our somatic cell there would be 46 chromosome, and in our germ cell there would be 23 chromosomes. The cells that are the germ cells, they originate from meiosis, and example is the gametes, egg cell, and the sperm cells. Each would have 23 chromosomes in them. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes, you would be well aware of these terms, but we will again revise. Prokaryotes are those organisms or the cells which lack proper nucleus and membrane bounded organelles. It means, in prokaryotic cells, membrane bounded organelles are absent, and in the specific nucleus is also absent, although they contain the genetic material, but that genetic material is dispersed in the cytoplasm. It is not bounded by any membrane in the prokaryotes. Simple organisms are known as prokaryotes, and we have an example of bacteria. Eukaryotic cells, these are the cells that possess a proper nucleus. Why we are saying that they have a proper nucleus? They have a proper nucleus because they have a nucleus that is membrane bounded nucleus. Membrane bounded organelles are also present in eukaryotes like mitochondria, and example is the human body cells. We are eukaryotes. Then you must know that what is chromatin and what is a chromosome. Chromatin is a loose arrangement of genetic material in the nucleus of the cell. Inside our nucleus, what is present? DNA is present. That DNA, if that DNA is condensed, if it condenses in the form of chromosome, then it is known as chromosome. But if it is present in a loose thread like arrangement in the cell, when cells are not in the division phase, the genetic material is present in the form of chromatin. But once the cell enters in the division phase, that genetic material is that loosely arranged genetic material is converted into chromosome, which is the condensed form of chromatin. Chromosome, and in the form of chromosome genetic material or the chromatin, it may acquire some shape. Okay, now move towards the introduction of the mitosis. We will see the history of mitosis. This mitosis is known as multiplicative division. It is the type of cell division in which the cell chromosome number remains same in the parent cell and in the daughter cells. Although cell divides into two daughter cells, but the genetic material remains same in the daughter cell as compared to the parent cell. This mitosis was discovered by Walter Fleming in 1880s, and he observed this type of division when a nucleus was undergoing a series of changes, and these changes were actually the phases of mitosis. So how we are going to define mitosis? Mitosis is a type of cell division in which a cell divides into two daughter cells. What are daughter cells? The once a cell enters in the division phase, that cell is known as the parent cell, and the cells which are formed as a result of division, they are known as the daughter cells. Each cell having same number of chromosomes as in the parent cell. For example, the parent cell is having 46 chromosomes. How much number of chromosomes are present in the daughter cell? 46 each in the next generation. uh, this division take place only in the somatic cells of body. What are somatic cells? These are the normal body cells like in our skin cells. Here we have a question that may induce some critical thinking, that is, mitosis only occur in eukaryotic cells and binary fission in prokaryotic cells. Do you know why? uh, do you know the answer? If you do know, then it's very good. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you that why mitosis do not take place in prokaryotic cell. As we people know that prokaryotes lack a definite nucleus, a membrane bounded nucleus. So when a membrane bounded nucleus is absent, cytoskeleton or spindle fibers are absent, then cell is unable to enter mitotic phase or the division phase. So that's why mitosis only take place in eukaryotes where a definite nucleus is present, and it lacks in prokaryotic cell where a definite or membrane bounded nucleus is absent. Moving towards the next stage, that is the phases of mitosis. Mitosis is divided into two stages. The first stage is known as karyokinesis and the other stage is known as cytokinesis. Karyo, the word karyo is derived from word karyon, and karyon mean nucleus, and this cyto comes from cytoplasm. So the division of cell consists of two stages. One is known as the division of nucleus and the other is known as the division of cytoplasm. The division of cytoplasm is a little bit simple, but the division of nucleus is very critical, or we can say it is a very systematic type of division, because the number of chromosomes that are going to be present in the next generation, they should remain same as compared to the parent cell. Karyokinesis or the division of nucleus is further divided into four phases. The first phase is known as prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and the last phase is known as the telophase. In prophase, cell prepares itself for the division. Then the next phase is the metaphase. In the metaphase, the chromosomes arrange themselves at the equator. In anaphase, the chromatids they move toward the opposite pole, and in the telophase, which is also known as the termination phase, all the process or all the things that happened in the prophase, it is also known as a reversal of the prophase. So let's discuss in detail the prophase. Prophase, what are the events or the phases of prophase? In prophase, the chromatin, as I told you before, that the chromatin is present, the genetic material is present in the form of a loose thread like arrangement in the cell, that is known as chromatin. So that chromatin condenses into chromosome, means it will acquire some definite shape. Further, each chromosome consists of two sister chromatids. What are chromatids? The arms of the chromosome, and they join with one another at a point that is known as centromere, and a protein is located there that is known as kinetochore protein. Kinetochore protein is this kinetochore protein is specific for the attachment of the spindle fibers during the process of cell division. We will discuss later what is spindle fiber and how this kinetochore is involved. Then centrioles. These are the specific type of organelles that are present around the nucleus in the animal cell. They are absent in plant cell. So two centrioles, they are collectively known as centrosome. So these centrioles, they duplicate, means now we will have four centrioles and two centrosomes, and they move towards the opposite poles of the cell. They move towards the opposite sides of the cell, and then these centrosomes, they will give rise to microtubules. Microtubules, this is the part of the cytoskeleton, and they are made up of tubulin protein, and they this in the cytoskeleton, and they are then going to form the spindle fibers. Complete set of spindle fiber is known as mitotic spindle. Okay, what happened in this prophase, the chromatin condenses into chromosome. Centrioles, they are known as centrosome. They duplicated and they move toward the opposite poles. Then they give rise to microtubules, and after the formation of the microtubules, the complete set is known as the mitotic spindle. uh, this is the centrosome. These are centrosomes. They give rise to microtubules, and collectively this whole apparatus is known as mitotic spindle. Nucleus and nucleolus, they disintegrate and spindle fibers have invaded the central space. As we know that the nucleus is located in the central region, so the nucleus will disintegrate. The nuclear envelope actually disintegrates, and the nucleolus, it also disappears in prophase, and the spindle fibers, they invade the central region or the central space. It means that this membrane would be disintegrated. In vacuolated plant cells, nucleus migrate to center before prophase. Plant cells lack centrosomes, so spindle fibers are formed by the aggregation of tubulin protein on the surface of the nuclear envelope. As I said that the centrosomes, they are absent in animal cells. So what will happen in that is absent in plant cell. So what is going to happen in plant cell? In plant cell, the tubulin proteins which are present on the surface of the nuclear envelope, on the membrane of the nucleus, they are going to aggregate, they are going to group together, and they will form the mitotic apparatus. Prophase, just have a review of the prophase, what happened in prophase. See this cell, this is the here the prophase is divided into two stages, early prophase and late prophase. Okay, so what has happened, this apparatus, the centrosomes, they migrate toward the opposite pole. These are the two poles of the cell. Spindle fibers, they arise from the centrosome, and after their arisal from the centrosome, the chromatin material or the genetic material which is present inside the cell, it disintegrate, it is condensed in the form of the chromosome, and the membrane which was present around the nucleus, it disintegrate, and you cannot see any membrane over here. So the prophase is the phase in which the chromatin condenses. First the chromatin condenses into chromosome. In next step, what is going to happen, the centrosomes, they duplicate, they migrate toward the opposite pole. After migration towards the opposite pole, they are then going to give rise to the spindle fibers that will attach to the chromosome in the next phase. This whole assembly is known as the mitotic spindle, and the nucleolus and the nuclear membrane, it disappears in the prophase. The next phase which comes after the prophase is known as the metaphase. In metaphase, what happens, the spindle fibers that have grown to sufficient length, they will grow to the sufficient length, they will in the previous diagram we can see that when they grow to the sufficient length, they will attach with this chromosome, with the kinetochore region of the chromosome. So spindle fibers, but some spindle fibers, they are known as kinetochore fibers, that contain the kinetochore proteins. They attach with the kinetochore of the chromosome. Kinetochore region of the chromosome is located on the centromere, and this is the region which contain a protein which is responsible for the attachment of spindle fiber to the chromosome. Two kinetochore fibers from opposite pole attached to a single chromosome. This is the kinetochore this is a kinetochore fiber, and here you can see this is first pole and the second pole. Okay, so one kinetochore fiber arise from one pole, the other kinetochore fiber arise from the other pole, and they will attach to the chromosome at the kinetochore region. Chromosomes then they arrange themselves along the equator of the cell, forming equatorial plate or metaphase plate. This is the characteristic of the metaphase, that the chromosomes they arrange themselves along the equator of the cell, which is the imaginary line which is drawn in the cell. It means that in the middle of the cell there would be a metaphase plate in the metaphase. Non-kinetochore fibers from the opposite centrosomes attach with each other. This is a non-kinetochore fiber. So these two non-kinetochore fibers will attach with themselves in the from the opposite centrosome. They will attach with one another. The next phase which comes after the metaphase is the anaphase. In anaphase, kinetochore spindles, after connecting with the kinetochore of the chromosome, starts to pull towards the originating centrosomes. Pulling force divide the chromosomes, sister chromatids, and so they separate. Sister chromatids are now known as sister chromosomes. Sister chromatids, they were the part of a single chromosome, but when they separate from one another because of the pulling effect that is created by the centrosome with the help of the spindle fiber, then now they are known as sister chromosomes. Sister chromosome, they move towards the opposite pole, towards the respective centrosome. That centrosome which has pulled apart this chromosome, so this they will move towards their respective centrosome. In the end of the anaphase, the cell has now two groups of chromosomes at the opposite pole. You can see this in the diagram. These are the sister chromosomes. They are attached with the help of the kinetochore fibers, and after their attachment with the kinetochore fibers, they are pulled apart by the respective centrosome. This centrosome is responsible to attract this sister chromosome towards its respective pole. So after the conclusion of the anaphase, what we are going to get in the cell, we will see that the the chromatids, they separate from one another. Now the sister chromatids, they are known as sister chromosomes. These sister chromosomes will move towards the opposite pole, and when they will move towards the opposite pole, then this is the time we can say that now cell is going to enter into the in the final phase of the karyokinesis, that is known as the telophase. Telophase is also known as termination phase. It is the reversal of the prophase. Why it is known as the reversal of the prophase? What was happening in the prophase? In prophase, the nuclear envelope was disintegrated. So in telophase, the nuclear envelope will again arise around each set of chromosome, so that both set of chromosomes, they are surrounded by the individual nuclear envelope. Chromosomes unfold and they are converted into chromatin. In prophase, the chromatin condenses into chromosome, but in this phase, the chromosomes, they will unfold and they will be converted into chromatin. Nuclear division is completed. It is the last stage of the nuclear division. Cell will further undergo cytokinesis to complete the cell division. Remember that this is not the termination of the cell division. This phase is the end of the karyokinesis. Still we have one more step for the process of cell division, that is the cytokinesis. Cytokinesis is the division of the cytoplasm. Here you can see the genetic material which was present in the form of the the chromosome. It is converted into chromatin. Nuclear envelope is going to form around the genetic material, around the chromatin. The nucleus has been divided into two. A single nuclei is divided into two nuclei. Two nuclei are formed here, and after the telophase, cytokinesis will take place, which is known as the division of the cytoplasm. Now we will revise the stages of mitosis from this figure. what was happening in the interphase? In interphase, cell was preparing itself for the process of cell division. In prophase, the genetic material which was in the form of a thread like structure, it is converted into chromosome, which is a condensed form of the chromatin. The nuclear envelope which was present around the chromatin, it is disintegrated, it is going to vanish. The centrosome, they migrate towards the opposite pole. In the next phase, that is known as the metaphase, the chromosomes, they will arrange themselves along the equator of the cell, forming metaphase plate or equatorial plate, and the spindle fibers will attach to the kinetochore region of the chromosome. These are the two arms are known as the sister chromatids, but in the next phase, these sister chromatids, they will separate from one another, and they will separate from one another, and they will move towards the opposite pole, that is known as the anaphase. In anaphase, we can see the movement of respective sister chromosome towards the opposite pole. In the end At the end of the anaphase, the last phase, that is known as the telophase. In telophase, we can see that the genetic material, the sister chromosomes, they are present towards the two sets of sister chromosomes are present, they are present at opposite pole. The nuclear envelope will arise again here, and the a single set of centrosome, a single centrosome is present here, and this is the time when the karyokinesis has been completed. A nucleus is a single nucleus is converted into two nuclei. So that was all for the mitosis. Mitosis is the division of the nucleus in which the genetic material remains same in the next generation. In mitosis, we have four phases, that is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and the telophase. In prophase, the genetic material is converted into chromosome, the nuclear envelope disintegrates, and the centrosome, they move toward opposite pole. In metaphase, the chromosome arrange themselves along the equator. In anaphase, the chromatids, they are acting as sister chromatids, and in telophase, the sister chromatids are present at the opposite pole, and they will form two nuclei. So I hope that you have understand all the stages of the mitosis. The assignment for you people is that you people are going to draw all the stages of mitosis with a neat and labeled diagram, and you have to learn all the terms which are related to the topic. Thank you. We'll see you again with the next topic, that is the cytokinesis, that is the division of the cytoplasm.